Everyone, welcome to Front Page Review on your super station, Voice of the People. We are 90.3 FM. Top of the morning to you once again. It's a fresh day and a brand new week. Yeah, thank God we are alive. My name is Jude Ikami Jude. And of course, I'm set to give you all of the stories that you need this morning, all of the headlines making the round this morning, the 10th day in the month of March 2025. This is VOP FM, and we'll begin with Daily Post newspaper this morning. Let's roll together. On Alafin, tension builds up in Oyo over imposition of 23-day curfew. Tension builds up in Oyo over imposition of 23-day curfew. And then, day or day, Rivers lawmakers turn down Fubara's invitation, give only condition. Day or day, Rivers lawmakers turn down Fubara's invitation, give only condition. Dangote refinery suffers as Nigeria's petrol import jumps 105% to about 15.4 trillion naira. And Senator Natasha, it doesn't matter where you're from. Sariki slams Apabio, clarifies removal, and of course, comment. Clarifies removal comment. On Senator Natasha, it doesn't matter where you're from. Sariki slams Akpabio, clarifies removal comment. And then let's get to Kwara State now. Mieti Allah, chairman, murdered 8 months after election. Mieti Allah, chairman, murdered 8 months after election. And to some of the stories, 1 or 2 stories outside Nigeria, let's visit Gaza first. U.S. to deport anti-Israel protesters after Trump's order. And then to Ukraine. Be quiet. Small man. Elon Musk slams Poland's Sikorski over comments on Starlink. Be quiet, small man. Elon Musk slams Poland's Sikorski over comments on Starlink. And let's come back home now. Let's come back home. Let's leave small men alone. Let's get to Rivers State because we have giant men Rivers. Rivers crisis, Pandef won Supreme Court ruling reversed. El-Rufai meets with Areg Beshola and of course Tunde Bakare. And to some more now, $200 million fund under Oyetola utilized for Osun people, says APC. $200 million SOML funds under Oyetola utilized for Oyo people, says APC. And then Rivers crisis. 2 RCA commissioners resign amidst political uncertainty. Big Bass Boss is getting tougher again. Rivers. Okay. Now to 2027 election, Atiku confirms coalition to dislodge APC, denies defection rumor. Atiku confirms coalition to dislodge the APC, denies defection rumor. And then Senate suspension of Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan justified. Nasarawa APC chairman is the one saying that. And then 10,000 Labour Party members decamp to ADC in Kaduna. 10,000 Labour Party members decamp to ADC in Kaduna State. And or your citizens will determine who succeeds me in 2027, says Makinde. Or your citizens will determine who succeeds me in 2027, according to the governor himself, Governor Sheyi Makinde. Check your time is 7:06 a.m. Let's visit Punch newspaper now. Jigawa local government buys Sala clothes for 600 orphans. Jigawa local government buys Sala clothes for 600 orphans. Aviation workers kick as customs fan security clash. El-Rufai meets Aregbesola Bakare as ex-governor deepens consultation. Why Anambra rejected World Bank loan 438 billion naira federal government facility, says Governor Soludo. Why Anambra rejected World Bank loan 438 billion naira federal government facility. That is according to Soludo there. Alleged $200 million fraud. Adeleke insists on probe as APC defends Oyetola. On budget ultimatum, pro-Wike lawmakers give condition to meet Fubara. Petrol imports jump 105% to 15 trillion naira, according to an NBS report. System glitch. U.S. Embassy to reschedule visa interviews. And then South-South Congress deepens PDP crisis as National Working Committee Wike camp clash. 4,111 convictions secured, over 384.5 billion naira recovered in EFCC in 2024, according to EFCC. 4,111 convictions secured, over 364.5 billion naira recovered in 2024, according to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. And then, man flees as girlfriend found dead in Lagos apartment. Let's see some more now. Mohbad's wife, uncle, bicker over alleged threat to life. Yes, Wumi's been going about a whole lot. And then Mohbad's father, Mohbad's uncle. And somebody at the end will say, Mohbad's spirit strong. Oh, it's okay. To some political stories now, just to mention few. Kano APC, NNPP crisis threatens 2027 elections. Kano APC, NNPP crisis threatens 2027 elections. And then South-South Congress deepens PDP crisis as National Working Committee Wike camp clash. Anambra students pledge to buy nomination form for Soludo's re-election. Anambra students. And then PDP condemns Natasha's suspension. Tinubu's 2027 re-election done deal, says Keyamo. All right, 7:09 a.m. now. Let's visit Vanguard newspaper. It's going to lead us now. Now, worsening hardship, insecurity worsening in Nigeria, according to Catholic bishops. Akpotu Uduaghan, Saraki, Serap disagree with Akpabio. And on Paradise Lost, how Unity schools crashed from glory to grief. How Unity schools crashed from glory to grief. It's a sad tale there, really. It's a sad tale. Okay. Global tariff war impacts Nigeria's oil revenue target. Is one more story there. Then stock market turns negative amidst decline in fixed economic yields. All right, moving on. CBN's efforts to leverage forex stability for single-digit inflation. And then immortalized Professor Humphrey Umosu is another piece you might want to grab and read there. Invasion of Ikeja Electric. No reconnection without 4.3 billion naira power debt settlement, says Anit. Invasion of Ikeja Electric. No reconnection without 4.3 billion naira power debt resettlement. And then, let's see, 2027, Lagos PDP factions close ranks, vow to defeat APC. Lagos PDP factions close ranks, vow to defeat the All Progressives Congress. And then, Akpotu Uduaghan, Saraki, Serap disagree with Akpabio. EFCC secures 4,000 111 convictions, biggest asset recovery in 2024. And then let's see some more now. Group alleges plot to invalidate Obasa's impeachment as Speaker of Lagos Assembly. Why I lost my Senate re-election bid in 2019, Sheikh Husani is the one who is coming out to say that there. IBB is solely responsible for June 12 annulment, Abacha family declares. IBB solely responsible for June 12 annulment, Abacha's family declares. PDP crisis again. National Working Committee postpones 99th NEC meeting. And then more news now. 5 most expensive passports in the world. You might want to get to know that. Maybe later by 10:30. Remember, I'll be here and I'll get to reel out 5 most expensive passports in the world. And then Canada opens door to family reunion to accept 10,000 parents and of course visa applications. Okay, let's see some more now. Tinubu tax. NLC, Afeni Ferry, ACA for Haneze, 196 others flawed NAS with memoranda. Military disconnected. Fear over bombs stored at stored at Lagos Air Force Base as darkness persists. Military disconnected. Fear over bombs that are stored at Lagos Air Force Base as darkness persists. In Edo now, kidnappers of Catholic priest seminarian demand 200 billion naira, and of course gang members released. VOP 90.3 FM, checker time 7:13 a.m. Let's check Daily Thrust newspaper. Community leaders, bandits work out peace deal in Katsina local government areas. And in 2027, Tinubu's re-election campaign kicks off in North. El Rufai visits Aregbesola Tunde Bakare in Lagos, Atiku in Abuja. And then, let's see more. Community leaders, bandits work out peace deal in Katsina local government areas. 2027, Tinubu's re-election campaign kicks off in North. We survived on Gari, freed Benue varsity students, recount ordeal. Sheyi Tinubu intensifies Ramadan visits in states. And let's see more now. Loan, only Anambra rejected bad World Bank deal. 35 states shared $438 million, says Soludo. Tinubu's policies pushing millions into poverty. Catholic Bishop saying that there. On Natasha, finally on here, this newspaper, don't trivialize call for due process in Senate. Saraki replies, Akpabio. A couple of stories from the Nation newspaper. Rivers crisis, Cold War persists between Fubara and lawmakers. Economic policies yielding results, says presidential aide. Tinubu condoles with Jimmy Shegun Agbaje over mother's passage. And then Anyanwu Kanta's Ude Okoye's memo on PDP NEC meeting. Abacha family to Babangida, you are responsible for June 12 poll annulment. And then to Rivers crisis, Cold War persists between Fubara and lawmakers. Saraki to Akpabio, don't politicize calls for due process. And then Transcorp Group doubles turnover to 408 billion. Let's just check the Sun newspaper. Some headlines here. Nigeria sitting on ticking time bomb, Catholic bishop warns. And then Natasha's suspension. Don't politicize or trivialize calls for due process in Senate. Saraki tells Akpabio. Ekiti Varsity confers honorary doctorate on Governor Mba. NCAA board ready soon. Nacho DG is the one saying that there. And then Nigeria sitting on ticking time bomb. The Catholic bishop wants Nigeria, UAE to meet over issuance of visa. PDP moves to extend sale of Anambra Guba nomination forms. National Secretary, anxiety in PDP as Supreme Court hears Anyanwu's appeal. Saraki denies calling for Akpabio's removal, reiterates call for transparent probe. You're on to Voice of the People, and of course we are 90.3 FM. Of course, yes. This time around, let me let you know that we're streaming across all of our social media platforms, everyone. I like it if you join me on YouTube quickly this morning. But before that, let's get Rufai now and hear some of his comments. Good morning to you.
What happened on Friday? We're not together, but they can't pull us apart. It is well. We apologize to all our listeners that couldn't come on, Yeah. But please, this imbroglio as regards Rivers is on. Yes, the governor wrote a letter to invite the lawmakers for talks and everything. But I think we should also go and read, this prominent lawyer's deposition around it, Chidi Odinkalu.
Okay.
Where he was talking about the fact that the Supreme Court, in his judgment, saying that as at 2015, that the guidelines for defection was different to what the Supreme Court is giving now today. So he's a little bit taken aback by the ruling and the fact that the Supreme Court did not even talk about the substantive matters. And yes, I know Fubara wants to make peace, but let's also look critically about what is happening as we speak with even the court case that is to determine if those seats are vacant or not. Because the Supreme Court is saying that it's only the legislature that can determine if seats are vacant. A lot of people have made references to the Abegunde case. So what is really going on as regards the ecosystem of affairs in this country? And these were the things Mr. Chidi, Professor Chidi Odinkalu, highlighted in his very strongly worded piece. And it's one I want all of us to look at and read critically this morning. Because, you see, he said in this piece, in this opinion, he said, in Rivers State, a supreme iniquity. A supreme iniquity. And look at his points. He said, ordering the central bank to withhold Rivers State share of the federation accounts is at best rogue order that punishes the people for a dispute between politicians. It violates the maxim of equity regards beneficiary. In this case, the people of Rivers are the true owners. He said the third is being aware of ongoing litigation of the legal consequences of defection of the Amaole faction. The Supreme Court short-circuited contingent appellate process and issued deposition on a dispute that was neither before it nor necessary for determination of the issue when it was called upon. In doing so, the court chose with a touch of injustice, shamelessness to accept the invitation to take sides. Fourth, the Supreme Court announced revolutionary jurisprudence on judicial flight, claiming that in these cases there's a dispute defection. Only the legislature can declare a seat vacant for defection, not the governor of a state. Not even the courts can do so. It takes heedless audacity for an apex court to castrate the judiciary. This is exactly what the court did in line with italics. When the Supreme Court laid down the contrary principle in 2015, it was by a panel of 7 justices. The Supreme Court proposed to overrule that principle without even citing or acknowledging or considering the early decisions at the same points. So you see, these are some strong factors in Chidi Odinkalu's arguments. And that's why we should be careful. My brother...
And I think Pandef also wants that Supreme Court ruling to be reversed.
So that's why we need to look at it strongly. And this country is carefully slipping into an abyss of destruction. Look at the mass inhumanity Air Force officials in Ikeja there meted out at IKDC officials. Air Force is owing over 4 billion. They have not paid their debts. They cut their lights and they went to beat people up. The man's inhumanity to man is writ large. Anyway, the Chief of Defense Staff has given me strong assurances that he's investigating.
Okay.
We need to be able to look at it because it can happen to any of us. If an Air Force official doesn't like your face, then they can say to hell with you. We have seen it happen in the past. Is it because they have guns? Is it because they have guns? Because nobody's trying to promote violence. You think if those people were unarmed, you think people would just wait and look at them, beat them, and go scot-free? And humiliate them? Why are we doing this? Why are we pushing people in this nation? Why are we stirring the hornet's nest? The same Air Force that is supposed to protect us, the same Air Force that we speak up for, are the ones now violating the lives and creating utter destruction. My brother, is a sad one. And that's why I was forced to write a piece this morning that was published on VO News. You know, some of our listeners can check VO News, a sister partner of VOP online, where I was saying that you cannot expect the unnurtured to nurture others. That's just it. So Nigeria is quickly failing. And the earlier we rise up, the better it is for us. Petrol imports dropped to 105% to 15 trillion. National Bureau of Statistics. So if they say they remove subsidy to be able to aid local production and spur the petroleum sector, why are we still having petrol import jumping to 15 trillion? Why?
It's a big question.
But NNPC claims they have refineries. Dangote also have more than enough to supply the nation. Who are those importing? If we are truly ready at this point in time, we should place a stop on importation of petroleum products and consume what we have with it. Should be NNPC claim their refineries are working now. And Dangote is providing enough. So whoever it is in the spirit of a free market, because all the money that we are going to expend, the 115 trillion, that's about $15 billion in forex. Hope you know that. If we're importing about the 115 trillion, that's about $15 billion in forex. Do the maths. What? 15 trillion in naira. 15 trillion naira in dollars. How much is that?
Like Edo governor will say, you are confusing me.
Yes.
You are confusing me.
Yeah. So, with due respect, that's about $10 billion. My brother, that's about $10 billion we have expended to import. And since we have the product here locally, why can't we use that product we have locally? Why are these markets still going to imports? Can't they go and buy from Dangote? Can't they go and buy from NNPC? Okay. My brother, it only makes sense now. What you produce locally, why are you still going to import? If we have one of the largest single train refinery in the world, here in our country, this refinery has said, I can vouch for Dangote, but I can't vouch for what NNPC is doing there. Dangote has said they can meet our needs. But some people are hell-bent on still go and bringing in cheap substandard fuel into the country. So should we be doing Atia Bokemena for them? Should we be clapping for them while they're trying to ruin our country? So please, we would like to call on the authorities. There's no point going to expend this another 15, close to over $10 billion. If that $10 billion stays in our economy, do you know what it's going to do for an naira to the dollar threshold?
A whole lot, a whole lot.
At least that demand of $10 billion will be reduced. United States has been added to Civicus Monitor Watch List, which identifies countries that global civil rights and watchdog believes are currently experiencing a rapid decline in civil freedoms. So America has been added to the watch list of countries where they believe there's no civil freedom. And it's because of your friend, Donald Trump. You know what he's now doing now? He's now clamping down on what's it called? Anti-Israel, what's it called? Protesters. Pro-Palestinian protesters. There's now a big clamp down on the system.
It's well with America.
So you can see the constant division that is happening in the world. Today, I want to wrap up with Lasisi Olagunju's powerful article, Powerful Mob at Ikeja House, where he talked about the story of how the mobs came to beat up
Hello, Rufai, are you there? Hello? Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Well, maybe I should let him go. Just let him go because of a network situation there. But thank you so much, Rufai Yosini. Or can we have this discussion again? Is it possible? Is it possible? Is it possible? Let's see. All right, everyone, feel free to join the conversation via any of our social media platforms. Like I said, I like it when you join me on YouTube because we're streaming just right there. YouTube, VOP 90.3 FM. VOP 90.3 FM. Now, we're now being joined by a former commissioner of police, Chuks Enwonwu, who is a political enthusiast. Let's hear from him. Good morning to you, CP.
Good morning to you, Ikame Judy, and to the listeners.
Good morning to you. How are you doing? It's a new week.
I'm good. And you?
Doing fine. Doing fine. Now, let's start with a couple of stories to talk. Just, tap there, and we're done. Now, 2027, Atiku, confirms coalition to dislodge the APC. Atiku had earlier denied reports of defecting from the PDP. Atiku said, reports of his defection from the PDP were part of efforts to confuse the coalition in process. There have been reports of him, saying da. But however, Atiku's media office on Saturday insisted that former president is a bona fide member of the PDP. In fact, he's saying that there's going to be a very strong coalition to dislodge the APC. CP Chuks, in your opinion, do you think that there can be any coalition from any political party that can be strong enough before 2027 to dislodge the APC from government?
I don't think so. But in politics, nothing is permanent. The only thing that is permanent in life is change. But the way I see things, going on now, 2027 is just barely 2 years from now. And I can't see signs that there will be positivism in the direction of any political force or coalition that can dislodge the ruling party. To add to that, the economic strangulations we are going through, the hunger and the hardship, had even compounded the situation that a lot of people are not thinking well these days. They are thinking stomach first before you talk of politics to them. So whatever the political class is doing is not of interest to them. Having said that, the ruling party in their own time, it was so clear that they were focused on bringing down the PDP, and they succeeded. They had to do some permutations and combinations then, and it worked out for them. And from the look of things, the present incumbent at the Asorok happens to be one of the driving force that galvanized the amalgamation or coalition of parties in that 2013, 2014 that got the government out in 2015. Now, having learned the tricks, he will not allow what he engineered then for a repeat while in his own time and turn.
Okay.
Instead of him to allow it, I think he has enormous resources to continue to dislodge the opposition from having a positive amalgamation. And furthermore, you come to find out that amalgamation also came to reality with people like Abubakar Atiku, the former vice president. So all those bag of tricks, the present incumbent happens to be a master in that game. So as they are planning, he has his own baggage or pack of equipments and instruments to dislodge any attempt whatsoever to topple his regime by way of the next election. So I don't foresee those calculations coming to pass. They can come, but by the time election comes close, they will dislodge them. That's my take to it.
I love your take to it. I still want to, go deeper into political issues, but this time around, El-Rufai is meeting a lot of presence. This time, he met with Aregbesola and, of course, Tunde Bakare, deepening consultation. What do you think El-Rufai is up to, Some persons have said, don't rule out El-Rufai, don't play out this guy. He's a dangerous politician. What do you think, CP?
Well, when you talk of El-Rufai, I don't see El-Rufai having any electoral value. He happens to be an opportunist who was projected into limelight by Atiku, and Obasanjo, in his time as the former president, brought him up to and positioned him to the extent that he became FCT minister and held a board of public enterprise, then Bureau of Public Enterprise, then and so on and so forth. Those were the things that brought him out. And when they were forming the APC, he was very calculative. He saw that Muhammadu Buhari, the former president, has been winning elections in the whole of the Northeast, Northwest, even though he did not win the presidency in 2003, 2007, and 2011 under CPC, before AMPP, later CPC. He capitalized on it, left the PDP, and went under the man's umbrella to remove a sitting governor. It was not him that removed the sitting governor. It was Buhari's name that removed the sitting governor in Kaduna State.
Okay.
And he used that cover to do 8 years. Tell him to go on his own now. Whichever party he goes to, he can't contest governor. He's already out, completely thrown out by the Constitution. But whatever level, whether he wants to go to Senate, he will go and lose election, no matter the party he follows, unless he goes back to that APC. And furthermore, come 2027, all these meetings is, having with some top politicians is just to make himself relevant in the political space. But making yourself relevant does not translate to you having the capacity to win elections. They are two different things. You could be relevant on the nuisance side, having nuisance
Okay.
But on the other side, there are people who are grassroots people that when they come out and talk, people will know the direction those people are going, that they have the capacity to win elections. I don't see El Rufai having that attribute or that capacity to do that. He's only trying to be relevant. That's all. Not that he's going to change anything. I don't foresee him changing anything. Granted that he's an intellectual is a credit for him, but his intellectualism has its limitations, not in area of grassroots root politics.
Okay. And then let's touch on these also. Tinubu's 2027 re-election is a done deal. This is Festus Keyamo saying this. What's your opinion on this statement?
No. He has said it all. Jagaban is not. He has not come out to say that he's going for a second term, but it's so obvious that he will want to go for to complete his 8 years, like others did. Obasanjo did 8 years. Buhari did 8 years. So why will he not do his own 8 years? It's the pattern, it's the trend. So long as he has the health and has life, and at least, although by the time he's rounding up, he should be in his 80s. But he will not want to take a chance. He wants to be strong and very active and be sure he finishes the 8 years. That is what is already playing out. And you can find out too that exactly that is the same driving force that is pushing Atiku to see if he can still get, even if it is 4 years, 27 to 31, because they know that by 2031, both himself and the present president would have been exhausted out of the system politically. Based on age, they would have been, nobody will be giving them that opportunity or chance to come and contest in their 80s.
Okay.
Because if they do, they will surely see the other side of Nigerians.
CP, there are indications that less than 2 years into President Bola Tinubu's administration, some leaders of the All Progressives Congress, have begun campaigning for his re-election in 2027. Although neither the party nor the president has officially flagged off campaigns, just like you mentioned, top APC leaders, including the party's national chairman, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, and of course the secretary to the government of the Federation, SGF, George Akume, have all advocated the president's second term. Recently, Ganduje, while hosting APC support groups at the party's headquarters in Abuja, urged politicians from the north who are eyeing the 2027 presidency to shelve their ambitions, until 2031, when Tinubu would have, completed his second term. Don't you think that somehow, Tinubu's re-election campaign has kicked off in the north?
Well, officially, his re-election campaign has not kicked off. But unfortunately, sycophants and hangers-on in the corridors of power, because of what they have been benefiting, have already jumped the gun. They are already crying more than the bereaved. It is natural. They are being driven by stomach infrastructure and the principles of survival, natural survival. That's what is driving them. And they want to continue to be in the corridors of power and to continue to be relevant under the shadow and umbrella of the commander-in-chief. That's why they are doing all those things. And it's very unfortunate. Instead of them to think of good governance, the economic situation, how to get us out of the doldrum we find ourselves, how to even advise the government on the way forward for us to have security, for us to grow our industries, for us to intensify production. They're only interested in praise singing and to go into campaigning when there is the whistle has not been blown by the electoral body for campaigns. So it's a very shameful thing, and it makes the international community to look down on the political class vis-a-vis the political system in Nigeria. That means those people have no other job. It is only politics that is their job. And it's very unfortunate. Somebody like Ganduje is an engineer, a qualified engineer. If he knows what he's doing, he had been deputy governor, he had been governor 2 times. Can't he have an office and be doing consulting from that office and be doing engineering jobs and even mentor some younger engineers coming into engineering practice in whichever field of engineering that is certificated?
Okay.
That is what that would have made sense. It's not going to be going from pillar to post. Okay, the other time he was denied a political appointment of holding public office. I'm sure that trauma has not left him up till now. Just like El Rufai, who was denied, and he is now crying wolf all over the place. As if being in public office is a permanent feature or permanent thing for them. It's very shameful. Upon all they have acquired in terms of wealth and all that, they are still not satisfied, as if it is a cause. So people should not take them serious, because these people are only very greedy and selfish and thinking about their stomach and thinking about their families. In fact, there was something the video making the round the other time, to the extent that it was alleged that the son of the chairman of that party had the effrontery to beat protocol and went straight to the commander-in-chief to tell him that he wants to join him in his flight, in his aircraft, in presence of the father. You know, whether that thing is AI, artificial intelligence, or real, that will show you the type of mentality some people have. In other words, presidential jet has now become a thing of party lackeys and bootlicker. Yes, okay. I'm listening to you.
CP, I want to backtrack a little. You know, I earlier asked you a question. I said, you know, did I say Festus Keyamo, rather, had said that Tinubu's 2027 re-election is a done deal. And you also confirmed that, yes, nothing, might stop, the president. And I also ask you if you think that there is any form of coalition that can dislodge the APC. And you said you doubt. Now, like some other Nigerians, don't you think, or would you rather, some persons will feel that you are downplaying the power of the masses, you're downplaying the power of Nigerians?
Well, I cannot downplay the power of the masses and power of Nigerians, but I'm just being very realistic. It appears that they have become powerless, like what we saw in 2023 elections, where technical glitch, gave us results that were so controversial, and at the end of the day, up to Supreme Court, did not help the matter.
Okay.
And it appears that the masses have lost hope in what is ongoing. And a good number of people I chat with or talk with lost hope to the extent that they are not even interested in whether people are campaigning for 27 or whether people are voting. Some even told me that they have misplaced their voters card and they don't even think they even need it anymore.
Really?
Because it appears the votes will not count again. And that if they will need that voters card, maybe when they are pursuing certain legitimate registrations or something that will require them to present their voter's card. That is when they think they will need it. If they don't even need it at all, the better for them, because it appears their votes will not count. Okay. You can see Nigeria, the direction they are now thinking. They said, well, they thought that era of people sitting down and writing results, coming to announce it and asking you to go to court has come back. You know, they said they saw it in 2003 and up to 2007. But from 2011, it got better, and 2015 was beautiful.
Okay.
Then by 2019, it was a bit neither here nor there. But that 2023 was like we went back again to 2007, or even worse than what they saw in 2007. These are some Nigerians talking. And these are their own personal opinions anyway. And it seems if you do a public opinion, you see the reaction of the masses will be showing you similar thing. But at the same time, it appears that these masses may not accept that at subnational levels. They try to take their fate by their hands, but you cannot impose people on them.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. CP, before I let you go, Catholic bishops under the umbrella of a Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria, have raised the alarm of an imminent crisis that might befall Nigeria, urging the political leaders to take urgent action to address the growing challenges, before they become very, very late. In their words, they said Nigeria is sitting on a ticking time bomb. You're right. I don't know. You might want to comment on that quickly. Just 2 minutes before we go.
Well, the alarm raised by the Bishops' Conference is not a new thing. And they are not far from the reality and far from the truth. Like I've always said, if you cannot manage poor security situation where it seems that life has absolutely no meaning anymore, then we are heading into a very dangerous dimension and into a very bleak future. That's the expression of the bishops.
All right.
A situation where people cannot eat, the hunger is driving people crazy in the country, and the hardship is only God knows, is going haywire. That's in summary what those bishops' conference is telling us. And they are true. You can't fault it. Therefore, it behoves on the government to sit down and look for a solution. And even if they start taking it step by step, let them leave these sycophants who are interested in their stomach and how to acquire or enrich themselves more than what they have gotten, and face reality. Those bishops have nothing to gain by telling the truth to the government and to the people.
Oh.
That is why they are there as religious leaders.
Thank you.
We should take them seriously.
All right. Thank you, CP Chooks in Wonwu. Thank you so much for having this discussion with us. Do have a beautiful day today.
You too. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. This is your Super Station Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We won't go until we hear from you, your voice, and of course read your message. But that will happen after this.
Get one amber powder. What's strong kakaraka? What's in the name? Domin amber powder.
Domin Herbal Powder is your #1 immune booster for general well-being. It also helps people with high blood pressure, diabetes, and all other chronic diseases. Domin Herbal Powder is organic. Just add a teaspoonful into a small cup of hot water and drink in the morning before meals and evening after meals. Domin Herbal Powder is available in all pharmacies and herbal shops in Nigeria. For bulk purchase, visit Obed Israel Enterprise Nigeria Limited, B33, Jigawa Plaza Trade Fair Market, or Rich Priest Pharmacy, 21 1 Afolabi Street, Tipa Garage, Egbe, Lagos, or Solid Sycamore Pharmaceutical Limited, 9 Ehi Street, Ijesha, Surulere, Lagos. For more information, call 0704 591 7000 or for Ghana 054 31-581-95. Domin Herbal Powder is not for persons below 12 years, not for pregnant and nursing mothers. Domin Herbal Powder, for your overall well-being.
Voice of the People 90.3 FM 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. WhatsApp 081 717 56338 081 717 56338. Do move away from your radio set or turn down the volume before you call me. Just about 2 minutes for everyone. Mind what you say on a national radio. My name is Jude Ikami Jude. What's your name?
Good morning, Ikami Jude. This morning.
Good morning to you.
How was your week?
Great.
God bless you.
Thank you.
This is Mazi Obina.
All right.
I'm calling from Olodia Papa.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, Ikami Jude. The people that beat up NEPA, it's not that we are support they beat them up. But if you see the attitude of these NEPA people, you will be even feeling to beat them. Because in my area, I don't really understand the way these NEPA people are doing something. They give one bill to each compound. All of a surprise, they start bringing 2 bills. Same price. If they bring 100,000, they will still bring another 100,000. We have go to check to ask the reason for this second bill. Many people are crying in this area. Why are they behaving like this? Instruments they are bringing, they are not reading meter. They are not taking meter. They will just write something in their office and giving people to pay. It's unfair now. Unfair. There's so many things government need to fight to help us to look, put eye to correct. They will not do it. How can you give somebody 2 bills in each compound, 200,000, 200,000? How you expect them to pay that money? Now, when they beat them up, the people will not judge that they beat them up. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning to you.
I'm Jude.
Good morning. Can you talk to us? Hello? Okay, maybe you call back, okay? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is Kenneth calling.
Good morning. Good morning.
My brother, don't blame all those efforts that beat NEPA people. Because all this NEPA, the one they are doing is even much. Understand? All these crazy bills they are doing, the government should look into it. Because they cannot always be giving us what we don't use. They will say we should come and pay. So don't blame all those efforts that beat them. And even pray that God should just help us in this 2027 election that they want to do. Because even CPC even said it, that people are not interested to vote. Me too personally, I'm not interested to vote because if you vote, your vote will not count. Usually, been bought, then they have been bought. So who are the people that do you think that will talk the truth? Maybe the hope of the last common man, the hope of the common man is the judiciary. He will not even tell you the truth. When they will carry the case to court now, they will not tell the truth. So that's why everybody is tired of voting. So that's my own contribution. God bless you.
Thank you for your contribution. Yeah. Appreciate you. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. What's your name?
I'm Oban Vincent from Ogun State.
Okay.
I want to talk of El Rufai and the Tunde Bakare meeting. But so I want to ask, is that a correlation? You see the name of the man Tunde Bakare. He runs for as a presidential candidate, and he was running as an advisor to Buhari. And he's a pastor, and he's mingling here and there. To me, he's looking for money. That is not a force to be reckoned with. I want to talk of Katsina local government making negotiation with bandits. So I want to say, has bandit become a part of the government organs. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Innocent. I'm calling from Mamu.
Good morning, Innocent. Let's go.
Yeah, please, first of all, we say Rufai is trying to be relevant to Nigeria, which is very, very wrong. Because even if people think that he's trying to explain, they are not even seeing him as maybe a saint. Because all the opportunity he have got, he misuses so many of them. So what am I trying to say about Rufai? Let him leave this country. Let him just do it. Just he have already acquired a lot. Let him go and relax and enjoy that one. If he succeeded of removing Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which I know he's going back to Tinubu before 2027, which I know I can bet up for that. He's going back after these things. If he see that he cannot do anything, you go back to Tinubu. But see, if he what he will now say Tinubu is let him try to make Nigeria happy for him. Let him do whatever he promised Nigeria. This is opportunity. Because everybody have hope on him. But for somebody to remove him for the middle of the road, as they remove Jonathan, Tinubu should not accept that. If he accepts, South will be panicking. South will be short. No, there's no more hope for South. Because if they can do Jonathan and also do Tinubu, P2B will stay only 6 months in office. They will attack him out of office.
Thank you.
So Tinubu should not accept that. That's what I will promise Tinubu. Let him try to make Nigeria happy.
Okay.
It's for somebody to decide if he's going to be second tenor or not.
Thank
From
you.
not, let him accept. Let Nigerians try if they can. And you know, Nigerians, without somebody leading Nigerians, it's like when you go for the...
Hello? Uh-oh. Sorry about that. What happened? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. G.
Good morning.
Yeah, I called the person that called previously said Bakare is the pastor. I wanted to correct that in question because that's what brought us to where we are today. They see politics as a dirty game and they decided to stay aside. And now those people that are dirty are dishing out their dirtiness to us and we are crying out. Now, a pastor that attempted is now being a kind of, he's looking for money. He's not supposed to be in politics. So, who exactly are the people that are supposed to be in politics? Even we are getting it wrong. And at the end of the day, we all come out to cry. And they are calling the same pastors that are not supposed to be in politics, come talk to the politicians. You see how people are thinking. I don't know if we are sorry, Mr. Judah, it's God's favorite on Fagba. So
God's
it's
favorite.
just
Thank you.
that we mix so many things and it's not helping us. We try there, we try there, we are not hitting the main thing. And people see us as confused people. Why would you say that pastor is looking for money because he's coming into politics? Who is he coming into politics to lead? He's coming into politics to lead the God people. Now the ungodly is leading the godly and it's not coming out well. May God help us.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Hello. Yeah, good morning. This is Paul from Egbeda.
Good morning.
Let me statistically state something. El-Rufai may not be a heavyweight in the south, but don't rule out what El-Rufai can do in the north.
Okay.
There are factors that will play out in the north: religion and personality. When he was interviewed, there were some individuals that influenced the matters of Nigeria that he say he represents, which are people from the north. So anybody ruling El-Rufai out in 2027 of what he can do, it may be in the south, but in the north, he has a chance of 75% or above. Again, if anybody said the coalition will not do anything, I disagree with the CP in total. The Nigerian people, we know we are hungry and we are decimated with poverty. But I'm telling you, whether judiciary is for Tinubu or not, there is election you cannot rig. The poverty that they have invested on us is going to push Nigerians out, and APC will not succeed in rigging 2027 election. And I tell you, we are coming out in mass, we're obedient, and we're going to vote against APC. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Okay, I'm sure that anytime soon, the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be introducing or will be conducting the national health count. I'm sure you know that too. National when I say national head count, I'm talking about a census. Already 942 billion naira has been earmarked for this exercise. But see, do you know that since 1931 till now, up until now, we have not had a credible head count in Nigeria? Do you know? It has also been, rigged in favor of a particular tribe. I don't want to mention any name. So it is not only INEC that rigs election, allegedly. Nigeria Population Commission is also in the business of rigging, census results, as it were. Now, for those who don't know, census is not just, knowing how many, we are in Nigeria. It has a lot of economic and, of course, some political importance, which makes it a very serious business. Tomorrow, I will once again invite Peter Anosike here, who have spent years and years researching on these issues to come. And I would want him to come here and talk more on it. Those who have bought his book, 100 Years of Amalgamation, Igbos, What Hope in Nigeria, and has read what he said on, as regards census, will agree with me that he is an authority on the matter, right? Because there is no other book I've read anywhere that has talked about the fraud in census more than that book, 100 Years of Amalgamation, Igbos, What Hope in Nigeria. So it is on chapter 8, page 144 of the book, and he titled it The Charade Called Nigerian Census. As I said, he will be here tomorrow to talk more on it. Some people are even calling him the census activist, and I am going to agree with them. Anosike is a census activist. So by tomorrow, Tuesday, by 10:30, Anosike will be with me, in the studio. He will be with me in the studio. Don't worry, we'll get to talk about that. And then as regards electricity, I recall what I just want to go back to what happened during the weekend, the beating, or the Gbasgbos, the Air Force and Ikeja Electric, whatever. I recall what Oshiomhole said. Let me just touch on that briefly, very, very briefly, and then I'll take more of your calls. Let's listen to Oshiomhole.
Against the wish of my colleagues, the idea of privatizing electricity. My main argument then was that the beauty of capitalism and of private ownership is that in seeking to make profit, they will render a service. But the danger of public ownership is that whether they render a service or not, they draw on the taxpayer treasury in the name of correcting what is there. I could never have imagined, as it is today, that a private person will collect money for services he did not render. And the Nigerian people are helpless. Even we here as privileged class have had to buy the transformer that I use here in the heart of Abuja. And to install it, I have to persuade, negotiate, and even effect payment to Abuja distribution, whatever, to connect the transformer I have procured personally with my resources. And hereafter, this transformer becomes the property of the disco. And every month, I am asked to pay bill on brand A or whatever.
Under your transformer.
Like you said, sir, every state governors, or most, spend public funds, buy transformers for communities. And then you still have to contribute money. Many of us, very soon, when we go back to the electorate, they are going to tell us that for 1 year, for 2 years, they've had no light. What is the problem? No transformer. And then they ask you a senator to go out and buy the transformer. You look for the money, you buy the transformer. And then they say, NEPA says you have to pay for them to connect the transformer to their grid. If cables are 40, you buy the cable for them to install it. Even right now, I have requests from several communities asking me to buy the transformer and to get them connected. And yet, sir, the key element in distribution is transformer and cables, among others. So if these ones are now being procured by state government using public funds and individuals using their personal resources, what is the cost that these discos are incurring? Now, worse, the money they claim to have paid, because the logic of privatization was to inject private capital into these services. In truth, they went to borrow from Nigeria deposition funds in various banks, thereby killing some of those banks who have now become the liability of AMCON, which itself is also a contradiction about the logic of free market. And what they have borrowed, Mr. President, since the privatization took place, what they have borrowed through CBN and other sources is 10 times more than the amount they claim to have paid to become owners of those discos. Lastly, sir, as things stand, discos own no more than 60%, quote, own. So it is arguable where the total money you have borrowed from public sources is more than your private capital, whether you can still claim to be privately owned. 40%, as we speak, still belong to the federal government. But sir, there are no governing councils. There is no governing board for this discourse. So federal government owns 60% of a business and it has no say in the board of those companies. So there is no corporate governance. The one of Edo is owned by a pharmacist. The wife is a banker. The pharmacy becomes the chairman. The banker becomes the MD. They mismanage Edo economy, Delta economy, Ondo economy, Ekiti economy, and we are down right now in crisis. Even I, sir, that I don't live in Benin, my bill every month, I can't even afford it. So, Mr. President, I support the motion by my very good friend who lost at
No, you listen to all of that, right? My question is, what has been done about this all this while? What has been done? I guess some persons are saying, no, federal government, please take back this thing. This private thing is not benefiting us. Band A, band B, band whatever band is not helping us at all. It's not helping us. It's not helping us. I understand the Shogunle area, or in fact, there is no light anywhere. The truth must be told. Whether you ban, there is no light at all anywhere. So what's really going on? What's really going on? Okay. Let me take your calls. Let me take your calls and your opinions, okay? And of course, I will also read your messages. 0700 903 903 903. WhatsApp 081 717 56338. Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, this is Mazobina. I come back again.
Good morning.
You see, for what Oshemole said, he's 100% right. You see, in my street, are you there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our transformer got spoiled. We missed NEPA. You know what they tell us? That we should go and bring 800,000 to put it in order. Tell me, what is their job? What is their work? Are they just collecting money from people? When cables fall, they will tell you to bring money. When transformer have issues, they will tell the committee people to bring money to put it in order. I don't really understand. If your transformer got spoiled, they will tell the same community to go and contribute money for another new transformer. So what is their job? Is it to be giving people off the bill for them to pay? And they cannot maintain the maintenance of the transformer and the community needs. They will not put any hand on it. They will be taxing people up and down for everything. Imagine fuse they are putting in transformer. If the fuse cut, they cannot come with a fuse and put it. They will still meet community to bring money to go and buy fuel. So exactly what is their job? That's what I'm asking. What is the NEPA's job?
That's all right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Okay, this is Mr. Joseph Martin from Egondo.
Okay.
Please, this problem of NEPA issue is becoming too much. For over 1 week now, we're in a zone that we have not having getting light for over 1 week now. And it's becoming too much. So I listened to what Oshomole said this morning. What Oshomole said is complete truth. So in an area like this, we also said they will ask person to buy transformer, they will ask you to buy wire, they will ask you to buy electric pole. And at the same time, never will come and tax you and they disconnect the same wire you bought. So what's the essence of having this, privatizing this disco by the way? It's becoming unbearable, please. And when right now, as I'm telling you, as I'm talking to you, for more than 1 week now, we're not seeing light in Ego.
All right. It's okay.
So it's unbearable.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning.
My name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abana, Cotton.
Let's go.
I come in peace. All sides, all views. Yes, Serap and other bodies, they have been trying to appeal to the Senate to make sure that Senator Natasha comes back immediately. In fact, Serap has even said that they are going to sue the Senate if they fail to make this woman to come back. But they have not, these institutions, especially Serap, has not found it necessary to also let Natasha to be sober by apologizing to the Senate. In fact,
hello? Hello? Oh, okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
My name is Dr. Bashir Ambi Mohammed calling from Ikoro.
Welcome.
I want to comment on two things. I strongly concur with what Senator Oshomole has said. Honestly speaking, it's either Nigerian government adopt any of the two options. It's either to fully privatize the electricity aspect or we maintain the previous status quo with thorough checking. Because Nigeria are undergoing a serious pressure concerning tariffs, and the light is not there. Then another thing I want to comment on is one of your analysts that commented or discussed before your program informed Nigerians through this platform that the PDP chairman, Dr. Umar Ganduje, is an engineer, APC chairman. So in order to set the record clear and to properly inform Nigerians, Ganduje is not an engineer. It's a PhD holder of public administration, 1993 from University of Ibadan. Thank you very much.
Hello. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. You're talking about Umar Ganduje there, right? Okay, I understand. I understand. I'll give you a breakdown of... okay, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Barnabas. I want to talk concerning the issue of electricity. I moved to a place newly, and the meter there is not working. When I reported the issue to NEPA, they told me that the meter is no more functioning again, that I have to buy a new meter. I try much as possible to access their website to get a new meter. It's not working. They came to my house, they removed the old meter without providing a new meter. Then I said they will connect me directly. Then one of my neighbors that had their experience before said if they connect me directly at the end of the month, they will come with about 80,000, 100,000 naira bill. That in that case, I should just connect my own meter with my landlord meter. That is what I'm using presently. So the NEPA, what they are doing, they are really intimidating, victimizing even weakening the citizen in Nigeria. So my own suggestion, if possible, they have to revert all those privatization that they did. So that at least may Nigeria government try to maintain their own distance. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. I will take. Can I read your messages now? Just a couple of them, just few, because when I return by 10:30, I'll touch on more of your messages and we have a robust conversation. As regards the full audio, the full audio. I think a couple of persons have been requesting for that. The full speech, or Shomole's speech. I'll play it by 10:30 when I return. Okay, and then we'll talk more because heat day everywhere. People are not enjoying themselves at all. I've been getting several reports. It's not funny. It's not nice at all. It's not nice at all. So when people go enjoy this thing called electricity, or light, whatever, when, especially overnight, when there is too much heat, we'll talk about these by 10:30 when I return, and some other issues alongside. Okay. Hey, I might not be able to touch on your messages. Okay, let me touch on just 2 or 3. BC Nwoko, HRH BC Nwoko in Oshodi, saying trying to suppress Senator Natasha by every possible means is very bad and should be condemned by all. It's so shameful that the National Assembly is discussing sexual harassment while Nigerians are dying in poverty and hunger. So sad and bad. That's what he said. And then Benjamin from Shogunle is saying 15 killed in Benue State is like killing has become normal in Nigeria. Where is the security and government of the day promised Nigerians in their campaign? Today, they have started campaigning for 2027 again. What a shameless politicians in Nigeria. 27 pro-Wike lawmakers in Rivers State should please tread on the path of peace for the sake of Rivers people that they are representing. Please help us beg Ikeja Electric to separate our Shogunle light from the Air Force light, since we are not, owing. This makes it 3 weeks in darkness at Shogunle because of Air Force owing whatever money, right? Life is becoming unbearable for us due to the 3-week power outage. Benjamin from Shogunle sent that message. He's saying, good morning, Lagos State Deputy Governor asks Muslims to shun violence and correct misconception about Islam, and I will advise the Deputy Governor to go and tell all the Islamic Leo from Lagos. Okay, you're going far. It's too early for this. I understand what you're trying to say, but you can put it in a different way. Thank you so much. I want to leave now. Let me take my leave. Adigbo will take over. When I return by 10:30, we'll talk more. Okay? Adigbo is just right here. Tutoma.
Good morning, Jude.
Madam,
how was the weekend?
I'm okay. 2027 election don't start. Campaign. It don't start with play.
Where? In the north?
Yes. Now there they start.
It always start there.
You know what the Bible talks about? Something will start from the north.
Yes. But who are they campaigning for? That's another question.
Tinubu, of course, now.
Even
Keyamo came out to say...
Are you sure it's not those people campaigning for Presido now? Are you sure they are not paid? The real people will soon come out.
Now people won't show themselves.
Maybe they want to use that opportunity to collect something from the Presido.
Look at what we're doing.
It's a national cake. Maybe it has not gotten to them.
Okay.
Jude, the kidnappers in Edo State that kidnapped a Reverend Father in the seminary, they are demanding 200 million.
200.
Plus a gun. Jude, who buy the gun? who will buy the gun?
These people.
Things are getting out of. It's so funny. There was one time I heard that a bandit walked out of a peace meeting. One state in the north. I don't understand. It sounds so funny. And there was one ruling I heard Supreme Court did. One man that defended himself from Fulani herdsmen.
Okay.
The Fulani herdsmen came to attack the man. So the man collected the weapon and killed the Fulani herdsmen. Now they've sentenced him to death by hanging. Supreme Court. It's so funny.
With these few words of yours?
I'm able to convince, not to confuse you, that Arsenal and Man U drew yesterday.
Don't start. Don't. Off your mind. Voice of the People 90.3 FM on social media. I am Ikami Jude. It's spelled Ikamijude. It's just one word. Ikamijude. Ikami Jude. Whether TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. Ikami Jude. I'll see you by 10:30 when I return. Okay? Obrigado.